This is my physique and I've been working on it for years. It's taken me a long time to build up to this point. If you view fitness as just having muscles and looking good for girls, you're clearly not a deep thinker. Or you're making excuses and you're looking at fitness and having a physique and presence and confidence at a high level or a superficial level and not really looking at what it can do for you. Your body is your most important tool and trophy. You don't have it and you know it. No one is coming to help you. Building your body is the first step in building a stronger mind, and it's the foundation, the crux to everything else in your life. I'm going to be going into 4 pillars in what fitness actually does for you. Not the muscles, not the superficial high level outlook on this, the real tangible outlook and results that you get from it and how it affects your life and why you need it. To burst your bubble early and to make it very clear, girls is not on the list. It's like the 10th thing there. I'm going to be going through the 4 key aspects of what this does for you. The first thing is that fitness strengthens the mind. I like to compare it to having a shower. You can't be bothered going, but once you're in there, you feel good and you're grateful that you've done it after. Fitness is a bit like that. It shows you that you can show up for yourself every single day, doing little challenges and building up on top of that. With the gym or whatever else you're working on in a physical sense, that's building up your body, your physique, building that confidence, it strengthens the mind. It tells yourself every day that you can complete hard tasks without excuses and you can build on top of that. It's not a one-time thing. You can continue to progress and make it challenging even more. This is what is one of the key aspects of what fitness and having a physique and building on top of that does for your mind. It strengthens it, it fortifies it, and you can then use that later on in one of the other pillars to impact the rest of your life. So through this, you increase the base, whether that's your mentality or your physical base. Of course, when you're going to the gym, working on yourself, you're going to be getting stronger, bigger, faster, all those kinds of things, and that's going to increase your physical base. But as your mind feeds off of that and sees the results and sees you looking after yourself and putting in the work, dealing with the pain, your mind will get stronger along with it. Yes, you need a little bit of mental strength to get in there to begin with, but that can only take you so far. So doing this day after day, increasing your physical fitness, which then feeds into your mentality. You can then use this to fortify your mind and build respect for yourself. When you have that inner confidence, it builds that strength. It's a full circle of this routine, this structure of where you build your body, and as you keep challenging yourself and making it harder and doing it day after day after day and never giving up, what do you think that does to your mind in return? Think about point day 1, where your mind is, how you view yourself. You're going to the gym for the first time, maybe that is your first challenge. And now think of day 100. Yes, your body's a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, blah, 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 all those kinds of things. But think about your mind. What is your mental state on day 100 versus day 1? Think about that. What kind of self-talk do you have? What strength do you have within yourself to attack other challenges? Now that you can look back on the accomplishments that you've gone through and the little pain that you've dealt with along the way, that you know you can go through suffering and get stronger and get better from that, what do you think that does to your mental strength? This then feeds into the second pillar, which is that fitness strengthens how you see yourself. Once you have started to build the body and you're building a stronger mind, and that's the first step where you can use that to do a cycle through that and continue to push yourself and level up in terms of your physique and physical presence. But then you can then use that mental strength that you've now created as a tool, like a video game. You can play around with that. You can use your mind as a superpower to change your reality. And how do you do that? Through changing your perception of how you view challenges and tasks and all those kinds of things. And the only way you can do that is by having a strong mind, which is built off of the confidence of putting in the work. So it's important to remember that the first step is building the body. That's the crux. And then follows is the mind. And then there is this cycle that keeps going and going, where you keep getting stronger and faster, and then you keep seeing those results, seeing yourself push through. and that builds the mind even more. So coming back to how this changes how you see yourself. Now that you are in control of your mind, you're no longer weak. You can now use this as a tool to change your own self-perception, your own self-talk, to curate and build your own reality to whatever makes you the most competitive in the world. Through this, now you're the one in control. You're not at the whims and the mercy of what other people tell you and how they view you. It's all down to you. When you know you've put in the work, you have that confidence behind yourself that you can attack challenges, you can attack criticism, you can view it openly and honestly, whether someone has a good opinion of you or not, and whether that feedback is necessary and something that you need to take on board. You then have that strength to not whimper and cower and, be really hurt by someone giving you some criticism or you talking badly about yourself. Now that you're in control, you can now use that to change how you view yourself and how you view challenges. So that is the mental game around that, how you view yourself, but also in regards to challenges. For example, going for runs and that kind of thing, that's something everyone hates to do. And that's something I hated to do when I got started, and my first challenge was just getting out there and getting started. But then as that started to get easier for me, and my physique and my body and my speed, that all improved and leveled up, my mind was the lagging effect to that. Now going for runs was no longer a challenge, it was just part of my routine. And then, for example, say it's raining and I had to go for a run today. Now that I have that base, that higher level of thinking and that mental fortitude, I can now play a video game with life and view that differently. Do I see it raining today as an unfortunate event that, maybe I need to reschedule or it can't be done? Or do I view it as a challenge? Do I view it as, after that's done, I'm going to be better after that? I need this more than just the regular runs. Maybe I should seek that out even more. Or do I view it as a fun playtime? Do I pretend I'm a little kid again in grade 6 and running around in puddles and all that kind of stuff and viewing that as a fun activity now? Do I then change that reality? So you can pick and choose how you want to view the outside world to your liking and to your benefit. So you need to use your newfound superpower that you have built, that mental strength, through the first step of building up your body to your liking to benefit you. So I think you're starting to see the bigger picture of how this all circles and ties back together. As you build the body, your mind gets stronger. It gets more tolerant of pain and suffering. And as you go through these things and accomplish these things day after day, you then have more respect for yourself, more confidence, more ability to take on new things and continue. So now that you've knocked down pillar 1 and 2, that you have built this mental strength, and now you've used that new superpower, that new tool to curate your reality to your liking and how you view yourself as a Superman, as someone that can do harder things and enjoys pushing themselves and getting better. Now that you've knocked down those 2 things, what comes after that? What's that third pillar? And that's how people view you. Now that you have put out this strength to the world, people view you putting in that work. How do you think people are going to start to see you now when they see you getting after it every single day? What is their opinion of you going to be now on that day 100 when they see you going to the gym all the time, staying consistent, keeping your word to yourself, getting better, getting stronger, not getting knocked down by little insults or criticisms? Your body builds your mind, and that gives you the tool to continue progressing up, but your body is the one that speaks first, like reading a book, that front page. People make judgments on you first by what they see. It's the unfortunate reality of the world, that what you put out there and how people view you and see you is their first impression of you. For example, imagine you and me, we're walking down a highway, we see someone pulled over, they've got the hood up and there's gas coming out and all that kind of stuff, and we walk up to them and they say, "Hey, I need some help." And you next to me, little scrawny you say, "I know what to do, I've fixed cars before." Little do they know I have no idea about cars and how engines work and pistons and all that kind of stuff. Not a clue. But because I have that presence, imagine we stop right there. Now let's ask a genuine question. If this person was to pick between you and me with helping them with their problem, even though they know that you have the credentials, the receipts to help them, Is there a little bit of doubt in their mind that they should pick you? Now, if you'll be honest with yourself, the answer is yes, there will be a little bit of doubt. Maybe, of course, logically speaking, they'll end up picking you for that task, but the fact that there is that little hesitation, that moment of doubt that comes in just by me existing and giving off that physical confidence and that presence, isn't that enough to make you question something? Now extrapolate this to other areas and tasks in your life, not just about fitness. Think about your career, how you walk into a room, into meetings. Think about approaching relationships, girls, all those kinds of things. It's that first impression. Even if you have the actual value to give at the end of the day, it's that first impression that gets you in the door and increases the likelihood of whatever it is that you're going after. So the fact that that person that doesn't know that I have no idea about cars and how to fix them, they already have this slight percentage lean towards wanting me to help them over you, even though you have the knowledge and the skills to actually complete that task. Isn't that a problem? Do you not see that as a problem? So if you're still thinking that fitness and building muscle and having a physique and a presence behind you is just about looking good for girls and, you know, being a macho man and all those kinds of things, it's clear that you're not getting the point behind this. Do you not see how not having these things, which is free to get, it just requires a bit of work, pushes you along so much further in life and what it can do for you, the opportunities it can unlock by you just existing. When we walked up to that car, I haven't said a word, I haven't provided any value, but already there is a slight lean towards me. Why is that? Because I give off that certain level of confidence that that's somebody that puts in work, somebody that can be trusted. Isn't that something that you would want for yourself? And this leans into my fourth and final pillar of what I want to get into today, that fitness creates momentum for everything else in your life. Once you have started and you've built that physique and that confidence behind you, you've built that mental fortitude to continue pushing yourself and to change your reality to your liking, to your benefit. Now the world sees you differently, someone who's confident, someone that can get the work done, that holds their word to themselves. Now what happens after that? This teaches you a simple fact that results are earned. You can use these lessons in all areas of your life. You've now got fitness checked off, and now you have all this energy, all this time. You know you are capable of more because you've been pushing yourself day after day. You're at day 100, day 200, year 2, year 3. You realize you have more, you're capable of more. You're no longer this lazy sack of shit sitting around. You have more to give. Now, this is what leads into that fourth and final pillar, is that it creates positive momentum for other areas. Now, let's put fitness aside now. Think about business, think about your career, think about your relationships. Now that you have all this energy, this stronger mind, do you not think you want to get after it more in those areas? You don't think you want to progress more in your work? You don't think you want to go and approach that girl or strengthen those relationships with your family, friends, all those kinds of things? And that is what fitness and having a physique does to you. Step one is that you build your body, which then in turn strengthens your mind, strengthens your self-talk and self-perception, changes how people see you, and then creates that positive momentum for everything else in your life by simply just existing, not even putting effort in at that final point. You can then choose to focus your efforts in certain areas. Now that you've got all this time, this confidence, maybe you want to go and start that business now. So if after this you're still viewing fitness and building up your body as just a macho man and looking good for girls and that kind of thing, it's clear to me that you're just making excuses for not wanting to put in the work, because you're clearly not understanding what this actually does for you. This is not about the high level, superficial things that people talk about when it comes to getting muscles and looking good and all those kinds of things. This does more for you than anything else in the world. This is the most important, the crux to everything in your life that you need. There is no excuse not to be doing it. And as a little bonus, a 4.5 pillar, if you will, having fitness and building up on all these pillars, you've got the strength behind you mentally, physically, people around you rely on you, trust in you, and now you're moving positively in the world, creating momentum for yourself in whatever area it is you choose to do. Now, another thing that this does for you is that it gives you the strength to deal with difficult circumstances. Whether that's you lose your job, you lose family members, you have a hard time financially, you have a breakup, all these kinds of things, these challenges that are inevitably heading your way, you now have the tools to deal with them better, to use them and change your perception of how you view these events and how you're going to use them to your benefit, how you will continue moving forward. So having this strength behind you allows you to withstand and undergo those difficult times that are coming. They are coming. And if you are a weak person, you're going to succumb to them. So if you're that person in your friendship group or family that is the strong one, the person that can be relied on, that is trusted and looked up to, what do you think they're going to do when tragedy strikes, or they're looking to you for an opinion or advice? They're going to come to you and they're going to lean on you as the pillar of strength that you are, because you have put in the work through these actions day after day. I can't stress the importance that comes with building a physique and a presence. It is unparalleled and unmatched of what it can do for you, and there is no excuse not to be doing it. I hope you were able to get some value out of this and to see that if you really did think at a superficial, high level of fitness and all those kinds of things, I hope I was able to change your perception of how you see this and why you need this, not just for looking good. It's for all these other things that it does for you. So make sure you get after it, start doing the work, build the body, build the mind. I'll see you in the next one.